Sanjeev, hey.
Hi, Ben. How are you?
Man, I'm good. I'm super stoked and pumped just to dive into your story. You've got a wild story, man. And so your business has just kept going from strength to strength. But I thought we'd just start back around when you, I guess, first decided to become a buyer's agent, right? You were working in IT, was it for 14 years?
That's right. I worked for close to 15 years before I pulled the trigger and started Investors Dream, our national buyer agency.
Yeah. And you were obviously already an investor yourself, right?
That's right, Ben. Yeah. So I think when I started Investors Dream, I was already doing a lot of good deals. I had a bit of a story in the investment journey.
Why did you get into investing for yourself? What was that, I guess, trigger point?
Yeah, for me it was when came from India on a work visa, and then slowly got absorbed in the local market, and was good with IT and everything was going in life. Got married, everything, and then started thinking, looking outside the building in the Sydney CBD, that this is what that's it, or there's more to life, because I couldn't see, like if I continue to do and grow in the job progression, that how I'm gonna be, I'll have more time, or how I'm gonna create the wealth. So those questions, just asking, like, why other people have all the time, money, uh, and not me, what they're doing. So that was the question I used to ask myself. And then, one day I went to a seminar or something back in 2010, and they're talking about passive income. And that triggered me. Oh my God, actually, I'm in a total different road path, and I need something different where I want to be. And and once I understood that, then I said, okay, now what to do? Should I, develop a product or something? And then asking, but then what happened is, um, I couldn't take enough action when back from 2010 to 14, I would say. Even though I was buying properties in India, we had a saving by default, no? Good habits. We used to have enjoy life, but at the same time save money. Wife was also working, and we bought 2 properties in India and pretty much paid off. And that's where I thought, okay, if I go back home, I can actually retire for a basic income, because I have got a property where I can live and another property which will give me enough rent. And I said, okay, what I can do in Australia to do the same thing. And we bought our house, and that's where price was going up. And then I thought, you know what, let's learn all about property investing, because I was doing it, even though. So I started learning back in 15, and that's where 2015 I set a goal that, next 5 years I want to be in a position where I'm comfortably able to quit my job. So once that goal was set, and it was coming from my whole heart, based on what I wanted to do. Of course, I had a very strong why, I would say, that, like, I have enough time for my family, enough money for the family, plus I can go visit my parents back in India anytime I want. And those were my pain points. And then literally, with all the property investing and the action I took it, and then I met you actually back in 2019, and that's where I said, okay, now I learned all about property. Why not I start Investors Dream, and help others, which I was doing already, because I understood what it takes to be a good investor. A lot of mindset, a lot of action has to be taken, execution, and that's where I said, you know what, let's just start, because now I can officially help people, and help them take action, which I understood that is not easy, because most of the time we are time poor. There's so many things going on. Learning was missing. So yeah.
Well, that first seminar, a passive income seminar in 2010, really has paid dividends for you. It's obviously helped you build your own portfolio, and then it's shown you, your love for I guess, a hobby and a career, which has now led you to run your buyer's agent business. So that's amazing. And I guess also you were operating, for people's knowledge, as a buyer's agent part-time. I think the goal was 12 months originally to do it part-time, and then things started to work correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, things started to go very well for you. Then after 6 months, you were able to quit your job. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right, Ben. So what happened is initially I said, you know what? Of course, it was a big decision to change a 15-year love of IT, which I was doing well, to a full time. Um, but then so I said, okay, you know what? I'll see for next 6 to 9 months how things are going, and of course, you have to give 1 year time at least, right? It's a big move. Uh, I have no business experience. All I knew is now about property, which I was good at, but then no business experience. I don't know how to attract clients, because now you have a service or product, you have need clients, right? So I was hesitant, but then with all the learning and everything, especially I was guided by you as well. Then I said, you know what, it's good. And then literally after I think 4 months, I would say, after starting the business and all, I said, you know what, let's go all in. Um, at the same time, see, me and my wife were in good position, because wife had a full-time job that time with Westpac. Now she works in the business with us, but so we had income, no luxury lifestyle, and we had our property portfolio supported, all positively cash flow and all. So that also helped. And then I said, no, let's go all in. Worst case, we can always go back, right? What we're doing. But I think seeing a lot of other students of yours as well give me a lot of confidence. And plus, I've been bit of fortunate to say I've been confident, always a good student, try to learn as much as possible, and and take action also in a baby step. So I knew that something will happen, but I didn't thought like in next 3 years we'll be in a position where today we are in. Never thought so. But yeah, no, it came well. All the learning and execution came together very well. Then yeah.
Yeah, I love that you started off part-time and wanted to de-risk yourself, because there's a lot of very successful entrepreneurs who started their companies part-time. Like, there's quite a lot to de-risk themselves. Like Steve Wozniak was one when he was working at HP, when he started Apple. You've got Phil Knight who started Nike. He was working full-time in his accounting job. Like, it is quite smart, I think, to de-risk yourself and dip your toe in and start to build momentum. And I think for someone like you who had a very extensive career in IT for 15 years, I think it's very courageous that you took that next step. And then not only, your wife, Illa, I know it was a goal for her to leave the corporate Westpac and join your business, which she has. And when I said at the beginning, you've got a wild story, I really think you do. You've really developed a very successful business. You've helped hundreds and hundreds of clients. I mean, you generated, I think, close to 7 figures last year or last FY. I mean, how does it feel? Like, in such a short period of time, you just bought your own office as well, the property itself. Like, how does it feel?
No, it's very good. I think, Ben. I think glad that we took all those actions, and then it's all about that those smaller decisions which took us to where we are today. So now we are very fortunate and very glad that we took those actions, and we did it actually, because we can learn, read a lot of books, but nothing comes without execution. But I do agree with you, like the part-time thing, because sometimes you don't know, like, did I knew that I'm gonna love this space or something. Sometimes you have to do something to learn about yourself. um, so I think sometimes you get a lot of good signals, but sometimes, so it's part-time is always good. So that's where I started, and then said, okay, actually I'm now ready and I want to go all in after doing it. And I'm glad that we did it. Now we are just we completed over 3 years, and we are a team of 5 people, including me and my wife. 3 team members based in Sydney, and now we have an office in Parameter. So yeah, all those things looks like, oh my gosh, looks like yesterday. When I started the business, I had no website, no business card. I didn't know who's gonna call me, and now we are like quite busy and a lot of success stories. And clients are happy. They're getting awesome results. So no, I think very grateful for the learning, all of our clients, our team, and that we took those decisions. Yeah.
You said a few words which stuck out. You said the word earlier on. You said about mindset. You said the word execution a few times. You said about taking action. Why do you think a lot of people don't take action? Just generally, I'm just curious because you are an action taker. I've noticed that about you. You study a lot. You really try to absorb information, and then you don't just sit there and let it create dust. I know I've worked with you. You then go and execute. But I'm just curious to understand from you. There's a lot of people that absorb all this knowledge and that don't do anything with it, or just don't do anything full stop. Why do you think these people make those choices?
Yeah, see, I mean, what I've seen is like even in property investing or business or in personal life, also something you want to do. I think it goes with the mindset because I feel like whole education system, like from birth, right? Like we are born, go to the school, it's like, okay, get higher marks or grade, and do this so that you can get a good job. And then you know so it's never taught that no learn, invest on yourself, education, invest in yourself, have goals. Nobody teaches these things, right? And no wonder, like, the back in 2010 when I was like 30, right? That's the first time I learned about passive income or having a goal setting. Even though I did engineering from a good college back in India, I was a good student. I would not say I was the topper, but I have been a good student always, right? But had no goals, right? And that's why, like, but when I understood that what is important is goal setting, once I started learning, and then you know automatically the sequence of steps came through, I would say. But when I see other people are not able to take action, because not because they're lazy or bad people, because the sense of, I mean, that mindset or the goal setting is not there. So that means you don't have the sense of urgency, and life drags, and that's where I feel. But when these people understand the importance, and that's what we do in our business as well, because that has changed my life. So we say educate people, have goals, know your why as well, understand what you're doing, and then automatically things will happen. So I would not say I'm the smart guy. Why I took action because I knew what I want and by when I want it. So that's where I see the most of the time missing, and that's what now I'm doing in my family. Like, I've got young kids, in the family, so now I'm guiding them. So now they have goals there. So I think that's the foundation I think is missing. Um,
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense what you said. I resonate with that. I mean, there's a lot of interesting points you raised, but I definitely think that some people just don't have goals, number one. They don't have their why's not strong enough. Their desire and intent to do something's really not deep enough. And so then you're right. Like, why would you take action? Like, if you just want to work for your money your whole life, you'll just have your job. But if you're like, as you said earlier, you want freedom, you want your time, well, then maybe achieving passive income so the money works for you will become strong enough for you then to start saving better, to buy your investment properties or whatever habits you need to start to develop to achieve that, right? I wanted to ask you, you've obviously built a very successful portfolio. I know you just bought your own office now for your team, which is fantastic. So well done. I mean, do you get more fulfillment building these incredible portfolios for your clients versus your own portfolio?
100% Ben. I mean, it's so awesome, right? Like now our clients are buying like 4 or 5 properties in 12 to 18 months. Seeing that, they have like one of recent client interviewed, and now we bought little over $1 million 3 properties, and now they have made 500K out of those 3 properties. So half a million in 18 months, and we have multiple clients like that, 400, 500K, and then people buying 3 properties over 3 years, and they're making half a million, right? So it's very fulfilling, and the best part of our line of business is that you're creating the world not for them, you're for the next generation. Plus that mindset is going in their whole surrounding. So these families gonna remember us also, and I feel that all their positive vibes, all this energy which also help us to because someone is thinking good about you, right? So it's very fulfilling to see that we are able to help them taking action. And yeah, I feel like now I've got an extended family and friends all across Australia where you can now celebrate together. And yeah, it's I think I don't have words to express, but yeah, it's very fulfilling and rewarding.
Did you say $500,000 in 18 months for one of your clients?
Yeah.
Wow. So that's in obviously capital growth, right?
Yeah, I think that's what happened with me. You know what? That when I was building, literally after 3.5 years of my personal investing going hard in Australia, I made like $1 million. So that was my first $1 billion, and that's where that was another thing. Like I said, I made the decision that I want to go full time investor, and that's why I say a lot of people, be careful what you wish for, because it may come. And then now I'm so fortunate to travel all across Australia, buy properties, live on those suburbs where we're buying, or the cities. It's awesome.
What's the most amount of properties you've purchased for a client in 12 months?
um, 5 properties for one client, and we have.
You bought 5 properties for one client in 12 months. I mean, some people don't even go through a lifetime owning 5 properties.
I agree, yeah. And yeah, and we have multiple clients with 4 and 3 as well. So, but yeah, 5 has been our max number.
That's incredible. That's incredible. So I guess running a business of your size now, you're growing a lot. You're in that 7-figure mark. You're servicing hundreds of clients a year. I mean, since you started your buyer's agent business, right? Because you're buying so many properties now, you and your team collectively, I'm sure that you guys have just noticed how much you have all improved through your sourcing properties, like whether it's off market or whether it's pre-market or post-market, and your agent relationships, your negotiation. Just you guys would just be absolutely refining that process every single month, right?
Yeah, but I think pretty much every day I would say, I mean, there's always learning, because it's not like, okay, that okay, you have bought hundred of properties, you become the expert. There's so much learning, and and that's what me and the entire team is like. Man, what did we learn this week or today? And now let's share and how we can improvise upon, right? So, like we see a lot of opportunities, and yeah, it's continuous juggling. Of course, we have now our whole acquisition process and presenting the property to our clients with the kind of details we put through. It's massive, but then it's still we're looking for like how we can know anything we can do to improve upon. So no, we always look for like no, because that's what our learning is, right? Because and no, and helps our client as well. So
How many states are you guys typically buying in at one time?
we're buying all across Australia, Ben. Pretty much entire Western Australia, especially Perth market, Queensland, Victoria, region. I mean, New South Wales, Tasmania. I think so far we haven't bought anything in Northern Territory, but probably we might look there as well.
Very nice. What's the average purchase price that you're typically buying for your client?
We are looking average is around, I would say, 450 mark, but generally, anywhere from 300 to 600 is common. And then a few might be, 800-900 million dollar. But most of them are in the range of 3 to 600K.
Nice. And I'm assuming you work with a lot of different types of clients, like just like from professions, culture point of view. But I know that you are servicing a lot of people in the corporate world, right, in IT. And I think that is pretty cool because that's your background. And as you would know, most people in corporate in the 9 to 5 don't have a lot of time. And so they would find it hard then to go and execute on building a portfolio. So did you start off just naturally servicing people in IT because I guess you had a network there?
Yeah, I think 70% of our clients are from IT industry. Um, I don't know the reason, but I know the reason as well, because I was in IT, so I had a good presence on LinkedIn as well. So I think now definitely a lot of IT people resonate with me and they approach us for help. But 30% of our clients is like from medical to business owners to even like a 22-year working in as a tradie or an office work. So it ranges anywhere from very young to successful business owners or in high corporate professions. So yeah, it's quite diversified.
Your colleagues must be the ones that you used to work with or that you've worked with over your time in your time that you've worked in IT. That they must be proud to see what you've achieved, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, yeah, I get a lot of messages and all, and they say, "No, Sanjeev, it's good that now at least you're doing what you wanted to, and seeing someone from us doing something different and doing so well. So we are so proud of you." So no, that's right. Yeah, I do get those messages and phone calls from people, and I really appreciate their support and the love for me and our business.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's quite different. I'm assuming people I'm not from IT, but I'm assuming like when you work in the world of IT, you move around in the world of IT specifically. Like just, I'm assuming with all the, same style of big firms or even small micro firms, but you've left IT to go become a property buyer's agent and run a very successful business. So it's a bit fresh, in a cool way. It's like it's different.
Yeah, exactly. And the best part is, in Australia, like or anywhere, I mean, everyone loves property. So it is a very good topic. And then people saying, "Oh, Sanjeev, look at he's doing full time and has got a business and build a good property portfolio." So I think everyone wants to do that. So that's where I think people always looking forward to such people, I would say.
I'd be curious to know. So you started your business 3 years ago, you said, right? Have you seen a change with the general consumer awareness towards buyer's agents from when you used to have meetings with prospective clients, let's say in 2019 or even 20 compared to now? Have you noticed a shift in, I guess, the value people are putting on buyer's agents now?
Yeah, to a great extent, Ben. When I started back in 19, I remember people were asking, what is a buyer agent? What do you guys do? And we have to, even I started doing some social media videos just to educate like who we are. Um, and now, fast forward 3 years, what we're seeing is uh, most of the people are aware what a buyer agent does. Still, we get few people asking, but most of the people know what value we bring on the table, and most of the call they book, they know already why they're talking to us, and they're like more of like, okay, no, I'm looking for your service. I'm just looking to build a property portfolio or invest in properties. So that's a major change we have seen, and you know so people are quite aware, and know, and then they understand that what value we bring. So, but there's still a long way to go, I would say. So, but these days I've seen like there's more awareness in the marketplace for sure.
Yeah, nice. And has business slowed down for you? I know as we record this, you know, um, in August in 2022, I know rates are going up and the media is driving a lot of fear into people. And I think the sentiment, as we all could agree, has definitely changed, rightly so. But have you noticed a slowdown with people looking to really accumulate more wealth via property?
Yes, so see, there's two things to on this part, right? Like, so definitely the sentiments change as you said, right? And but what we're seeing is right now a lot of the people who have been our clients, um, they are not stopping because they have seen the result, they understand the game, and their fear is out because they know rate of people. These are the people who are not investing because the rate of interest is cheap or high. They're investing for a good reason, which is their wealth creation for the family. So we are seeing those, especially repeat clients, they're buying. Like recently, I had one client, they signed up for two. They said, Sanjeev, send me agreement for two properties. They're not stopping. But people, they have not invested before. There's more fear in that market, those group, because they have never invested, they don't understand, and they're seeing, oh, what if, right? So, but at the same time, we are seeing people who want to take action, are willing to take action. They are taking action, and market is super hot right now, Ben. So, tell me a suburb where the price is dropping unless you're buying in a $5 million mark. But no, the range we work, 3 to 6, 700K, buying houses, positive to neutral cash flow, house with decent land. They're like hot, super hot. Last week we were looking in Adelaide, there were 40 offers on a property, one property. Buying in Perth, there were like 12 offers. Like, forget about buying unless you have a good relationship in the market. It's so yeah, understand rate of interest is going. We need to look for the numbers and everything, but market is quite strong because there is a major supply issue this time. So and yeah, I see people are buying left, right, center. I mean, over the weekend I bought myself one property. So, and last week one of our team member has bought his second property, and he's only 23. I'm so proud of him. 23, and he's got two properties. So,
well, he's learning from the best.
Yeah. So I think I think we can only do two things, right? Take action or find excuse. So choice is ours. That's all I have to say.
I love it. On that note, we're gonna end this awesome chat. And I mean, just recapping, like, what a journey, right? You just bought a property just recently. Your team member, who's 23, Kurt, just bought his second property. You're inspiring him. You've just bought your new office premises for your team. You are building a phenomenal company. You're dealing with hundreds and hundreds of clients. Your wife was able to leave Westpac to join you. Man, well done. I think it's, as an entrepreneur, for someone who has taken serious action, it's sometimes hard not to really recognize yourself for what you're doing because you're always looking just to do better. But I just wanted to acknowledge you, Sanjeev, because Investor's Dream is kicking ass and you've really taken ownership. So well done to you and the team.
Thank you so much, Ben. I appreciate all the support and your guidance and the mentorship you have been.
Where can people find you?
So people can look at our website, investorsdream.com.au, and there is a tab called Book a Call, so they can book a meeting with us, or they can call on us over mobile 04135 43734.
If they want to build 5 properties in 12 months, then you're the man. Okay, Sanjeev, take care and all the best for this FY.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ben. Have a good day.